Yeah, hey everybody. Today when I did a video after our court proceeding, I didn't realize that Judge Heinz Rudolph was going to recuse himself like he should have done in the first place. So that was another victory. Now, so got the judge gone, and Doug Stewart is no longer in this G.W. Scott Jr. bullshit lawsuit. But you know, I'm going to keep pounding on a couple things here. And first of all, it's the most ridiculous lawsuit I think most people have ever seen. It's absurd. But what you don't realize is when people sue you like this, they try to get into your home computer. They try to subpoena your electronic metadata, all those things. Nothing I'm worried about. Didn't do anything wrong. Neither did anyone else. But a lot of people don't realize Doug Stewart was trying to do all that. And anyway, I thought we did have a few victories today. I forgot. But listen, you guys in Caseyville, I know you're upset about your levy, and you have every right to be. And you know, considering Brian Rader, Tom Capitelli, Tamara Amon, they all live in Collinsville, and Doug Stewart lives in Fairview, and G.W. Scott Jr., he doesn't even live in the village anymore. I don't think that levy's a big priority, okay? But, you know, if you don't do a couple things here, I think you're kind of out of your minds, but it's up to you. First of all, if you want a Tolerado County board member who wants to sue people, then ask him some tough questions. You know, for a guy that was so upset and had to file a lawsuit against me in about 2 weeks from the time I filed the FOIA to when he filed the lawsuit for asking for information about a transmission, that's pretty pathetic. And if Mr. Scott's going to be doing that, you know, as a county board member and an elected official, you know, I hope you all consider that. But if you guys don't, first, and then the other issue that I really think you need to look into heavily is that Wells Fargo lawsuit, $750,000 plus I believe it's another 150 or 49 in legal fees for that. You guys need to do take a good look at what happened there. And the reason I say it is, while Tamara Amon has, you know, taken the blame, I really don't believe that the blame is all on her, and it was probably as a result of some bad legal advice, in which case your attorneys carry malpractice insurance, and they should have to pick up the tab on if they gave bad legal advice. I don't know Miss Amon, okay? And she might think I have a negative opinion of her, but I have no opinion of her. I'm a little disappointed in a few things that have gone on, but I really don't blame her. And I actually, if I compare her to like Doug Stewart, she's probably a consummate professional. Doug Stewart's a complete disgrace to the legal profession. But if you can't get the Board of Trustees to audit the spending on those legal bills and audit who is actually at fault for that Wells Fargo lawsuit, I mean, you guys are crazy. You shouldn't be on the Village of Caseyville residents should not be on the hook for almost $1 million, and might even be $1 million because of negligence, okay? And I just have to say, my gut feeling is it's not Tamara Amon, okay? And sorry, Miss Amon, I'm not trying to blame you for anything. I've taken a good close look at this, and you know some of the things I've observed Mr. Stewart do. And if he's at fault, or even Kevin Kouffel's at fault, they have insurance that they should have to cover that $1 million debacle. I mean, yeah, Forest Lakes was bad enough, but I want to let you know I'm a little nostalgic tonight. I think Caseyville reminds me of how it was back in like 2010, 12. You know, you have a senior citizen mayor who's pretty much his best days have passed, and GW, definitely his best days have passed. Same with back in those days with former Mayor Chance, rest in peace, Mr. Chance. I might have been a little hard on you sometimes. Same with you, Mr. Davis. I might have been a little hard on you. But you got a chief of police completely out of control, just like J.D. Roth was. Tom Capitelli, he doesn't seem to discipline his officers, and they just run amok. But you guys need to take a good look at that Wells Fargo settlement. You shouldn't be on the line. The taxpayers in Caseyville should not. You ought to audit those legal bills. $327,000, $442.50. Plus, we're not talking about the labor attorney or the police pension board attorney. That's just Kevin Koufel and Associates PC and Doug Stewart Law Group. So anyway, those are all things up for you to decide. And if you want to tolerate a county board member that sues you every time you ask a tough question and actually demand a real answer, you might want to consider who you vote for next time, okay? I'm just going to, I can promise you this, in County Board District 2, I will be out there proactively talking to people, and hopefully we get a good candidate. I don't care if Republican or Democrat, but he doesn't belong in public office if that's the way he's going to do things. But anyway, there were some victories today that I just don't count them. You know, some days are better than others, and some days you're angry, and sometimes you're disappointed. And today I was a little put off the way Judge Rudolph handled everything, but I was really relieved to see at the end of the day he recused himself, and he should have. And shame on him, and you know, shame on G.W. Scott Jr., shame on Doug Stewart, and shame on Tom Capitelli. You know, Mr. Scott, you could have gone out easily and addressed the public, and you didn't, and say, hey, listen, this is wrong, this is an error. You didn't do that. You just sued me. And I didn't defame you, and you know at the end of the day I didn't. So anyway, back to you guys in Caseyville. You guys have got a lot of things there, and they keep raising your taxes and your fees because of their mismanagement. So anyway, those professionals that you're paying all that money to, they should be on the hook for some of this stuff. I'm going to keep pounding on this stuff. I'm going to keep driving it home. Okay? You guys have a good one, and if you don't demand that your board members audit those legal bills, you've lost your minds. And if you don't demand that somebody else besides you is on the hook for all that the mess in that Wells Fargo lawsuit, you know, you're paying for something you shouldn't be paying for. Dadgummit. If you don't like my truth, okay, but doggone it, you need to take a look at those things. It's just disgusting that a place like Caseyville can't get its levee fixed and people have to worry about being flooded every spring. It's just ridiculous. Okay? I'm out. I'm going to keep driving it home. I'm going to keep making points. And if Doug Stewart wants to just keep lying, let him do it, okay? But I'm going to keep it up. And I hope you guys will ask your board of trustees. I mean, John Buckley didn't have a problem doing a $20,000 forensic audit on Linda Peters when he got into office, if you recall that, which turned up nothing. You know, around San Flavin, if you want to sit there and do nothing, okay, that's fine. And you got 3 other trustees that are actually asking some questions. I'm not going to vouch for them. They're not my best friends, but they're not my enemies either. So, you guys have a good night, and I just want to remind you we did have a few nobody got spanked today. There's just sometimes, you know, some days are better than others. But I had not known that Judge Heinz Rudolph had recused himself. Have a good one.